Hi guys, and welcome to part 14 of our R2-D2 tutorial here in Blender. And what we're going to be working on now is the legs. So I've got my side view already set up here. And we've got our reference images we can take a look at here. This is our side view. That's the type of shape that we're going to be making. You can see it's a solid arm coming down. We'll work on this bit at the rear and these other details later. The first thing we want to do is put in the basic shape. So I'm going to start off making that by, in object mode, creating a cylinder. As with a lot of our projects, we start off with a primitive object. I'm going to drag that cylinder out, and I'm just going to switch back over into solid view for a moment, and we'll rotate this cylinder on the y-axis 90 degrees. Okay, now we're going to want to get about the thickness of this cylinder, so we're going to go to a front view, and this cylinder is going to need to be about the thickness of our leg there. So drag this into place. I'm going to scale it probably on the x-axis in a little bit to get about the right thickness to our leg, which is probably about right there. Now we'll come back to our side view, and what I'm going to do for the time being is I'm just going to hide our body. Now we need to clean up our naming of our objects a little bit. It's done quite badly, but we'll name this the body. So I'm going to hide that just for a moment. Pull this circle here, which is the left socket. So we'll hide that. Pull this here, which will be the right socket. We'll hide that as well. Okay, now we'll grab hold of this, which is going to be our arm object, or we can call it the leg object. Not sure if it's his arm or his leg technically, but anyway. We'll scale this up until it matches approximately the profile of the arm there. Now reference image. Okay, now we'll just come back to a front view and scale again on this x-axis to get the thickness back correct again. About this thick. Okay. Now we'll tab over into edit mode. Z for wireframe. We're going to want to select faces and edges around the bottom there. So I hit B for box select. Select everything around here. So that's probably the right place. To our left view. Maybe we need to come up one more. Here, okay. And now I'll get my knife. We're going to cut across here. We'll also add a cut then at the back. Now if we go into face select mode, should be able to delete these faces. Okay, now we got rid of those faces. Back to my left view. Then we can begin to extrude downwards to start to make this shape. So it comes down, and then it tapers inwards, down again, before we begin to taper out at the foot area. So we're going to want to select, first of all, the bottom edges. And we're going to want to begin to extrude these downwards along the z-axis. So I'll bring that one down to here. Extrude again on Z. This time we're going to want to move this edge inwards. And this edge so will come in. Now it continues downwards. See here, straight down. So again, we're going to want all of our bottom edges selected. Extrude on the z-axis down to here, and then it comes outwards again. And it's coming out in all sides. You can see here it comes out at the front, which is going to be curved. We'll add that curve in later, and it comes out around all the other sides. So we'll hit E, enter, and then S to scale so we can bring this outwards. We'll extrude down. E, enter, S to scale will come in a little bit, and then E on the z-axis will come down about this far. That's going to taper backwards, but we'll do the front profile later. We'll just keep on working our way down for now. E, enter, and S to scale will come out again in size. We come down, and finally we're going to do the foot. So this one, again, we're going to come down on the z-axis, grab this edge, which we'll bring outwards, and we'll grab this edge, which we'll also bring out. Finally, everything on the bottom there, which tapers in slightly. So select all of the bottom edges again. E to extrude on the z-axis, and S to scale, because everything comes in just a little bit. Okay, so there is our basic, very basic outline of our R2-D2 leg. Now we can reveal the body again. And we can go to a front view. And I'm going to add now a modifier to this, which will be a mirror modifier. Mirror, and we're going to mirror on the Z axis. And we'll have a mirror object, which will be our body. I want to mirror an X. There we go. And that will now make a copy of our object over on the other side as well, our leg object on both sides. I will reveal our sockets again, our right and left sockets. And there we go, now we have the legs of R2-D2, a very basic shape outlined. And we'll be able to work on one of these legs, and whatever we do now on one leg will be replicated on the other. So if we go back to our front view, Z for wireframe, because now we want to start adding the the horizontal contours to this. So you can see here we've got some areas that need to be worked on. So tab into edit mode, loop cut. I'm going to add a loop cut here. Then we're going to grab this edge, and this edge is going to be brought in horizontally like so. I want to go to global, not normal. There. I'll bring this in. Okay, do we have any other areas that come out? These are separate details. These parts here, which we'll add in later. So we just have that there. This part here is curved a little bit, which we may want to add, and we're going to want to pull out this curved part on the bottom of the foot there. So we'll probably add this curve in as a separate object, I think. So to begin with, grab hold of these edges here. Actually, this whole face. Can be brought inwards. Okay, and probably for this part here we're going to use our knife project. So we're going to draw this shape in, we'll do a knife project, then we'll extrude it out from our main body. Let's come back out of that view, we'll go to our left view, and we're going to create a circle object. Oops, come out of, forgot. Back into object mode, and we'll create a circle object. And we'll drag this out, go to our left view. Rotate this 90 degrees on the y-axis. Scale it up a bit. Let's take a look at our reference image. So it's semicircle there. Alright, so we'll tap into edit mode for this first of all. Go to our vertex, tools, and knife. I'm going to make a knife cut across here. Or actually, I'll just select these bottom vertices. Box select. I'll grab all of these. We'll remove those vertices. Back into object mode, make sure we're in our left view. Pull this down into position. Which is around here. Now I want to scale it a little bit, maybe in the Z. We'll scale on all axis outwards slightly. Tap into edit mode here, and we're going to put in a loop cut that sits just around the bottom of there. Grab these two objects, tap into edit mode, and we will go to knife project. Now projects that onto our main object. Select that face, hit E to extrude outwards. Then we'll rotate and move. I want to rotate a little bit more. I'm just going to go to a front view and make sure that we try and get this perpendicular. It's probably about right. You can drag this out and down, get everything lined up. Go to vertex. And we're going to join these vertices up. This one and this one will merge. Whoops. We just want to select these two vertices here. We'll merge it first. We'll do the same on this side. Okay. There we go. And we can come back out of edit mode and we can delete this object. We no longer need it. There's our shape to R2-D2's legs. So beginning to shape now. Okay, so there's a circular area in the middle there. It's a slight depression maybe that we need to make. Let's check out some other reference images. See if we can get a view of that side area. Yeah, so there's a slight depression there that we're going to need to make, so it shouldn't be too hard to do. We'll just go to our left view. And again, we're going to use the knife project tool, so we'll create a circle. Which will rotate on the y-axis 90 degrees. Drag this down into position. I want to scale this a little. Go into wireframe view so we can see our reference image. This helps us to line things up. Select both objects, tab into edit mode, tools, knife project. Whoops, sorry, we should go to a left view first. Knife project, there. Now done that, we can extrude this inwards. Scale it a little bit. And we can remove this. It's looking okay. Maybe a little on the large side, but not too bad. We've got some things to go in there later anyway, which will help to make it look a little smaller. So everything's looking a bit blocky right now, so we just need to turn on our smooth shading. Shade smooth. See, that gives a bit of a problem there. So we're going to want to mark some of the edges as sharp, the same as what we did on the body. Edit mode and edge select. So we're going to want to select all these edges here. And we're going to want all these edges as well. Mesh, edges, and mark sharp. I want to do the same around here. Those edges and these bottom edges. So I want to mark all of these as sharp edges, but probably not these. This loop and this loop and this loop, and inside here, inside the bottom of there, around here. So all of these edges will be hopefully sharp edges. Mesh, edges, mark sharp. In our modifiers, we're going to add subdivision surface. I'm going to add a edge split. Just to add in the edge split modifier. Only there with our smooth shading, and that's looking fine. So no need for the subsurf surface, just smooth shading and our edge split with edge angle turned on and sharp edges. And that's looking pretty good. Okay, that's it for this tutorial. In the next part, we're going to begin adding in some more of these details that we've got on R2-D2's legs. This rear part here, which goes on the inside of the legs and the pipes, before we move on to the center leg that comes out the middle. And then we can go on to texturing and rendering our model. So, I hope you found this useful. Don't forget to hit the like button, and of course you can download as well the project file from the link underneath this video. Thanks for tuning in, and see you next time.